the best way to roll out is to go left side. So your demo's gonna do the 6s rollout from here, lower into choke, and your whole team gets whipped here. Do the jump. I like to put a tele exit here. I think it's pretty good. Then you have two options. You can go choke, which is a bit slower, but it's, more common. So if you go choke, you just play behind the point. Well, actually, no, wait, no, my bad. Choke is faster on this map. So if you go choke, you get here faster, but you're in a really passive position behind the point. You could also go through the cave, which takes a couple seconds longer, but it puts you in a more aggressive position if you manage to push out of here. You cross less sniper sight lines, and it puts you closer to the point initially. So I think choke is the better mid because it's faster, and it puts your soldier in a better position to high bomb straight away. And I suppose you could think of it like gully wash, like going left side to your choke is safer and more common, but you can also do the other strat. So by default, I'd like to go choke, and then alternatively you can go cave. The thing about this map is that the point isn't locked; it's instantly cappable. So you come to mid, you can just walk on the point and cap it, and it caps pretty fast too. So if you have x2, x3 on it, you can cap it in like 5 seconds maybe. So how this mid plays out, the sniper is not too big of a problem actually. Like it looks like it's a big open space for a sniper, but it's actually not. The only angle the sniper can get on you is like when you're crossing here. But if you play cover on the point, you can actually get straight to the point without peeking any sightlines. So don't worry about the sniper like people do on Gully Wash. Like on Gully Wash mid, sniper is a big factor. On propaganda mids, sniper is not a huge threat. He might kill one person. Yeah, flank, scout, and NG. I would probably say go shutter. Just drop a mini here to make sure nobody can go behind. Because I've seen that happen. Like Soli and Scout might rush behind you through the shutter, so just drop a mini here and play the shutter on the flank. As for the actual fight, I think it's the same as Gully Wash. The team that plays aggressive first will win the mid fight. So just have your combo walk on across the point with your Pudus and Demo. And if you go choke, have your soldier, stop whipping people here and then do the high bomb off the tower and go super, super high. Just straight into their choke and land on their sniper or their combo. And while your soldier's doing a huge distraction, there's no skybox in this map, by the way, you can go super high. Your combo will just walk across the point, cap, and do 1,000,000 damage too. And it should be a win, like every time. Once you finish capping mid, this is the thing about propaganda, which people don't understand. It's different to Gully Wash and even Process because it's just much bigger. The map is much bigger. So if you lose like 3, can you stop typing, Cohen, please? It's really
sorry.
We're just mute.
Already throwing.
So because the map is so big, like if you get like 3 or 4 picks on mid, and you're like, oh guys, we're gonna roll them to last, it's just not gonna happen. Like it takes way too long for people to roll out on this map. So that's the biggest thing you have to keep in mind.
Yo, incoming!
Like if you wipe them on mid, you'll get second for free, but you'll never get last for free on this map. It's literally 1 point at a time. So if you wipe them on mid or get a bunch of picks, you can just bust through the choke. There's not really any sniper sightlines here either. Maybe if he's on the point. The biggest one I've seen people drop to and stuff, I've seen Cohen drop in HL Pugs like 6 times to this, is this sightline here. If the sniper stands in the garage and people just bot through here with the beam, you can die. So I would say you cross here with your med, because you can't, it's a much harder shot to hit here. So cross here, climb the point, and just take the high ground. The whole point layout here is pretty weird. People haven't figured it out yet. But I would just say take the high ground. You can cap from this bridge, so you can just come here and start capping. So that's if you roll them. If you don't roll them, then it's much more tricky. But the thing with this map is because it's so big, the team that's holding the point has to stretch out really, a lot. So it's actually easy to push, in my opinion. Like second and mid, not last, but these 2 points are easy to push if you know what you're doing. Because if you group up and just push one of the 3 areas, you will just outnumber the people. So for example, if you come here with heals and a bunch of people, there's going to be like an NG or a soldier here. Like you just bully him out of here, and then now you've got space. Choke is actually quite interesting too, because there's no real sniper sightline that you can watch choke from. Like this is literally the only place a sniper can watch choke. This one you can't actually see the choke, so this is the only place you can get sniped from. Which means that you can bust through choke. If you know where the enemy sniper is, you can actually easily push choke on this map. Like there's no fear of dying to sticky traps or anything because it's pretty wide. Maybe potential high bomb scare, but I've also seen people push through the cave a lot, and it seems to work for the most part because you got some nice high ground here. You can actually fight people in the cave. You're not exposed to a bunch of sightlines either, except for that one. Once you bust out, you can actually Uber into them really, really fast. So I would say if you have any sort of Uber ad, you should always go through cave. Because if you demo scout through the cave and they're out of position, it's going to be a lot of kills. I think if it's an equal Uber and you're just trying to like dry push and peek, get some space, I would say probably pressure choke and have somebody pressure the shutter too. So you can pinch these people off. If someone's actually holding the shutter, you can have your sniper here to cut off the rotation. Just take choke and shutter, and once you have these 2 areas, you could probably like work your way in here and get some picks, or at least an Uber exchange or something. So yeah, equal Ubers, dry push choke, Uber ad, I would say go through the cave. Holding second once you cap it, it's pretty easy actually, in my opinion. Combo will watch choke, sniper's gonna watch choke too. This area, nothing really happens here. You can just leave a mini watching and maybe a scout or an NG. And then this flank area, like soldier, scout, spy, maybe DM these people here. This one's kind of hard to push because there's a high ground here, so the enemy soldier can actually spam you very easily. So yeah, basically how you push last with equal Ubers is you need some sort of pick. Because this point is actually very, very easy to hold. There's a lot of gay spots you can hide in. Like for example, a heavy can hide on these stairs and be completely safe, and then just walk out straight onto the point. People can hide behind the rocks here. You're gonna wait for the Ubers to fade and then come in. People can, hide lower if no one's checking it. Come back in from here. I've seen NGs build here. This seems to be the most common sentry spot so far. Here. So there's a lot to deal with. Like the point's pretty open, so you have to pop early. So I would say it's the same thing as Gully Wash. If it's equal Ubers, you never Uber in, never take the trade because it'll never go well for you. Like on this point, you have to get some kills or a force or something special to actually push. It's very, very difficult to push this last point. I guess it also because the map is new and people don't really know how to push it yet. Maybe that's why it seems so difficult. But anyway, work your sniper and choke, get some picks on the flank. Maybe go for a cheeky shot here. Back capping, yeah. The cap timers on this map feel faster, especially at this point here. The second point cap timer is much faster than Gully Wash, so you can back cap. If you have Uber ad though, with Uber at this point, it's very, very easy to push. It's almost like a guaranteed cap. Like even in trash pugs with Cohen and Med. You can
Whoa.
Well, what I've seen work really well, if you have Uber advantage, is actually to take your demo scout lower. You can come nice and close, pop here, and then just do it like a 6's Uber. You just bum rush the point, kill whoever's on the point, bring the gun down, take the Uber off your scout, have him touch the point. Everyone's gonna drop like flies. Everyone's gonna try to block. You force them to come to point, and then you crush them here. It's worked every single time I've seen it tried so far. I suppose with Uber Ad you can also go choke, but the problem is you have to pop early because there's a lot of sniper sight lines and stuff like that, even from spawn. So Ubering here is, for me, I don't know. I think lower Uber is better with Ad. You could potentially Uber here as well if you want to. What I will say is this: if you have Uber Ad, I would never go here. There's just too many things that can go wrong. There's some sticky trap spots here. You push from the low ground into the high ground, so any soldier up here is going to potentially force you. There's a lot of decloak spots here, like behind the stairs and shit. This place just seems awful. I wouldn't go here with Uber Ad. So yeah, lower or choke. You can, however, dry push from this place. So if it's equal Ubers or nobody has Uber, you could bring your whole combo here, bring your sniper here, and then maybe you can get something here, you know? You can get a nice pick on someone. But actually converting Uber Ad to rounds would be lower, is my bet. What next? Holding last. Yeah, as I said before, you don't really need to contest super deep. Like, you don't need to play super aggro on this last point. So sentry gun spots, I can't actually tell you because I haven't played this map too much. But this one seemed okay. I've seen Rambo try to put a gun somewhere here in this area. Maybe even something like this. I don't know. You'll have to experiment. You'll have to do this on your own. I can't give you exact spots right now. But the sentry should never be the first thing people have to shoot. Just think of it that way. Like, if you're looking for a sentry gun spot, the sentry should never be the first. I just tapped out. The sentry should never be in a position where it can get focused and killed easily, like in the first 2 seconds of a push. It should always be behind something. Let me just tab back in.
I think you timed out.
Apparently when I tab out my laptop, that's cool. On my way back. So yeah, put the gun somewhere pretty passive. I think the strongest spots on this map are ones that watch the point somehow. So something quite passive, maybe even here, actually. Because people never really push from this place. So if you know they're going to push from choke or lower, this is a decent spot. I've seen people put minis inside the tank here because you can't really see it. So yeah, how to actually hold this? I think you keep the heals in this area because you can't really die to anything. So keep your medic here. I've seen Pudis on this staircase works really well because you don't take any heals. And you can block point from multiple directions if you need to. Now this is with this ad. Like if you have this ad, this is how you'd hold. You'd hold passive with med, sentry somewhere, maybe sniper here, getting buffed potentially, and then a couple of your flank classes, peeking for information. If it's equal Ubers or if you have ad, you can hold much more aggressively, like here, with your med. Have your demo actually spam the choke. Have your Pudis close to the wall, ready to push. Who's this? Who joined? Whatever. The only issue is when you're holding close here, there's a massive sightline here. So if you're going to hold aggressively, you can't let the enemy sniper get in here. Like, your scout and soldier have to hold this area down. You have to make sure nobody can peek this. Because you might lose your demo med or heavy.
Oh, it shuffles.
Shuffles.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, equal Ubers, you hold aggressively, you try to peek, actually fight the choke. Passive hold with Uber this side, you just bait them in. You bait them into Ubering in. Most teams will have a shitty Uber from choke probably, so they'll pop here. Demo might jump at you. You kite the Uber, and just worry about the point. That's all you have to do. Focus on the point, because you have the high ground. If you hold on this area, you can just crush them here. You can even kite back to spawn and get resup if you need to. The resup cabinet's pretty close. So if your med's low, you can go back. That's last hold. Pushing out from last. This one's actually quite tricky. People feed a lot doing this. This one's pretty yikes, pushing out from last here, because you enter a shit ton of sightlines. I think the best place to actually push out from is this place here. You have the high ground, you push down on people if they're here. There is a sightline here, but you can cross it pretty fast. And also the reason why I like it a lot is, okay, first of all, you can see through this. You can see people in the cave. If they're backing out through the cave, you can see them, which is really nice. And also your heavy can head glitch here. Now the heavy is taller than the scout, so you can actually, the heavy can see over this, scout can't. You get the gist, yeah. So your Putus can head glitch and spam them, spy check easily. Your med can't really get killed by anything. It's a relatively safe place to come out from. And then you have your flank classes, push out from the choke, push out from under, and just leave your NG on last, I suppose, with the gun. Once you come out to second, you can just push here, lock off the cave, and I think people will just leave, honestly. I don't see any big team fights happening on this map. People just either rush to cap something, or they just leave. I haven't seen any actual huge team fights on this map ever. So people will probably pussy out. It is a pretty big area, so you might want to have your soldier bomb deep. If they are contesting, just have your soldier high bomb, distract, and just have your combo walk in and fight them here. And this point takes probably 4 seconds to cap. It's super fast, so you can cap this instantly. Just push them off the actual point, and you're good to go. Pushing mid. I already said it before, right? Choke or cave. Shutter is a bit yikes. You probably could push through here if you know there's no traps, but I'm not a fan because it's really low ground, and everywhere you go is a potential to drop. So here, sniper in the cave. Here, huge low ground. People on the point, maybe a soldier demo on the point. It's just yikes. I wouldn't do this. Any questions? I think that's it, pretty much everything. There's no demos to watch on this map. There's no actual strats I can give you. This is just my analysis of 20 pugs, maybe.
Can watch some pug demos, to be honest.
I wouldn't do that. Also, this map, Quickie Bomb Launcher and Lock and Load are actually viable, because playing demo on this map is actually AIDS. If you think about it, every fight you take as a demo man, okay, I'm on mid, guys. Okay, the enemy team is a mile away. I charge 1 sticky. I have to charge again, fully charge a sticky again. Quickie Bomb's actually, yeah, the demo on this map very rarely will break 400 DPM. It's actually very difficult to play. I mean, if you're spawn capping them or...
About. No. Shoot it. Just shoot it. Yeah.
That's what we used to discuss.